This is Real Conversations with Anita, a mental health podcast brought to you by Autism by Equinus and MIASA Malaysia.
Isn't that the point of life?
It is.
Having purpose and meaning for all individuals.
Yep.
And having a reason to live.
Yes.
Because we know, by diagnostic category, if I no longer have purpose and meaning in life, I actually can will myself to death.
Betul. Right.
The first step, I think, is to acknowledge that you're not okay dulu.
And to acknowledge that you're not okay pun perlu waktu. Perlu sedikit ilmu, vulnerability and kejujuran sebenarnya.
The whole life is a trial, right? So different people are given different types of trials.
That's correct.
Right? With disability or mental illness, we are given more tests compared to others, perhaps.
Betul.
Yeah, but the higher the test, the higher the return.
Betul.
InsyaAllah.
Assalamualaikum and a very good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Real Conversations with Anita, a mental health podcast brought to you by Autism by Equinus and MIASA Malaysia. Today, once again, we will be unpacking taboos surrounding mental health and to support all of you in having this conversation. And today, we will be talking about the journey with autism. How can we support better? Now, for that, we have with us Encik Adli Yahya, a remarkable, inspiring individual. His whole entire family, his wife and children. He has 6 children. And this journey has been what has shaped their profound dedication and also heartfelt devotion to making a difference in the lives of others. At the age of 60, he started, or before the age of 60, he started a groundbreaking initiative called the Autism Cafe Project in January 2017, located at MIJ International Hub in Kota Damansara. And Encik Adli is here with us in our studio. Thank you so much, Encik Adli, for being with us today. Waalaikumsalam warahmatullah. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm fine. And you?
I'm well. Alhamdulillah. Excited to be here with you.
Okay.
Listening to your but inspiring journey together with your son, Luqman, and of course your entire family. Now, Encik Adli, we met last year at IIUM.
Yes,
and I was so inspired by your sharing. And I feel and the impact of your story and how it touched my heart. And I think that's one of the reasons why you are here today as well. Because I feel it's really important for people to hear your story, Luqman's story, and the whole journey. Inshallah. So maybe if you can share with us a little bit about your background and also the project or the Autism Cafe project that you initiated.
All right. As I said, as you mentioned just now, I'm 60. I wish I'm younger, but 60 is,
full of wisdom.
And I'm married with, as mentioned, 6 kids. And Luqman is the second. He is 25 now, and he is in the autism spectrum. As for how I started this project, is basically it was a long journey with Luqman. It was particularly rough in the beginning, but it ended up with a note for myself that I have to be responsible. So in December 2016, I left my career and I started a little project by the roadside with 2 tables selling nasi lemak with him and 3 other boys. A project called the Autism Cafe Project. So it kicked off in January 2017. And it was basically not an easy road, but it wasn't my choice to have him to work at the cafe, but I knew if I set up this cafe, it will change his future. And it did. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah.
Why a cafe though? And why nasi lemak?
Nasi lemak. Why the cafe? Luqman is in the spectrum of autism.
Right.
People will always associate it with autism with extraordinary ability, or high tantrum, high temper, And Lukman is like neither here nor there, you know. And I wish at times, you know, I look at other boys or other kids, you know, with special ability. I wish he's that. I just really wish he's that, but he's not. The fact that he's not. So as I said, he's neither here nor there, you know. And with his physical disability, his intelligence, he is. As I said, how can he secure his future? How can he live his life to the fullest? He can't, but I can make it for him. So I set up this knowingly his like and his dislike. Because I used to work with a foundation last time. I was with Standard Chartered Foundation. I ran the foundation last time. And the fact that I love what I'm doing, that I couldn't care less whether it's late at night or early in the morning, because you're doing something that you love.
Passion.
Your passion is there. So that triggers me. If I can do that, I'm sure he felt the same thing.
Yes.
So Lukman is the person who loves water. I don't know for whatever reason, he loves water.
Okay, I was thinking nasi lemak, okay, water.
Nasi lemak came to bit. So he loves water. So I said, loving waters is nothing extraordinary. You know, it's like he can't play Mozart, you know, with the hand. He can't.
Right.
Or that, for that matter, he can't do. It's not an extraordinary ability. But that is the only ability that he has that I can exploit. Exploit, you know.
Amplify.
Amplify, the correct word.
Exploit.
Amplify, you know. So I thought when I think about what my next step with him was, as I said, the base is he loves water. And he loves repetitious work. You know, doing something repetitious.
Betul.
He loves that. So I thought there's three options earlier that came to my mind. Was car wash, water-based.
Yes.
Laundry,
good idea.
water-based.
Right.
And cafe is also water-based. You know, you make a cup of coffee, you mop the floor, whatnot.
Yes, right. Chuchi.
Yeah, chuchi, all those stuff, you know.
Right.
And there you go. So then again, if you're talking about laundry and car wash is very mechanical. It's like him and the item, the machine.
Betul.
So there won't be any human contact, human conversation. That will not be on that. But cafe provides that.
Yes.
And have you seen a series those days? I think it was in the 70s. Cheers.
Cheers. Yes.
Okay. You know, the setting up that came into my mind. You know the barish,
Yes.
So he sits in the middle,
right,
and washing the dishes, whatnot,
then
and people can.
Okay.
So there will be a conversation. There will be an observation.
Betul.
So that is what I'm looking out for.
Oh my God, that is such an awesome idea.
Yeah.
And the camaraderie of the Cheers
Right.
group.
You see, I really, Cheers is really something the series that I followed through, you know.
It was a hit.
Yeah, it was. It was. What was the name of the character?
My God, don't ask me.
I don't know.
I can see their faces.
Are they still around?
I think some are.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we got that off the ground. As I said, when we started this, I think it was a blessing throughout my career. I was working in the private sector those days.
Yep.
In the private sector, it's either you swim or you drown. So I chose to swim.
Yeah.
And I gained tons of experience from there, you know. Yes. Little that I know, this is the path that was given to me by the Almighty. It's to get me ready for this.
Yes. Alhamdulillah.
So sometimes dulu you kerja kan, it's like, why do I have to work this hard, you know? You know, kerja tempat lain, sorry lah, you know, dulu government, you know, kind of relax a bit, you know. But I guess Allah Ta'ala has a plan for me lah, you know. So we kick off the project by selling nasi lemak by the roadside. I just remember 2 tables, 2 chairs. There's one corner lot house there. We host these tables, you know. Right. And me and him and a few boys. It was me and him, you know. And we started selling nasi lemak. My wife makes it, and both of us sold it lah, basically, by the roadside.
Lokman enjoyed it?
Yes.
Okay.
But it's not that evident.
Okay.
The earlier part,
Okay.
It was evident in a way that, when you have to bungkus nasi lemak, that's first you put the rice, the other condiments like cucumber, whatnot. It all in rows, so he is doing that.
Repetitive work, yes.
So he loves that, but it was not really shown. Until we moved to a slot called a cafe called
My Incredible Journey? No,
no,
not yet.
it was. Have you heard of this biggest volunteerism organization in Malaysia nowadays? I can't recall. What was the name? This is the effect of being 60.
It'll come to you.
So that particular organization, so I knew I had to get an exposure because by the roadside, yes, it will do good to him, but I had to move on because this is not, a day punya project. I want to prolong it as long as possible.
Sustainable.
Yeah, so I went to this organization, and when I went to this organization, I met the CEO, and I went with bullet. I got myself prepared, everything, the slides, whatnot, because I knew I have to impress them.
Yes.
This is serious. So, Allah Ta'ala, Ya Allah, I tell you, I went there, did my presentation, and I knew because I need the place for exposure. That place is being visited by the embassy, the CEO, whatnot. I need to get their attention, So, I went there, did my presentation. I just minta a place, 2 tables, I said, at the lobby area. Oh, Tuhan is so great, A day, 3 days after that, they called Encik Adli, can you come over the office? So I went. You can have this cafe, and the design of the cafe. Cheers.
Oh my God, that just gave me goosebumps.
You really, I like, mashallah.
MashaAllah.
You can have it for free.
For free?
For free.
Okay, you have to remember the name so we can give them a shout out after this.
No, now I remember, it's Rakita now. They call
Rakita.
It's in Puchong.
Okay.
I can't recall. They are so accommodating. So we started off with this cafe, out of nowhere. And, as I said, the CEO came in, and when they saw what we did, we were the first autism cafe in Malaysia.
Yes.
And the CEO loves it, and they gave instruction to their subordinate to carry collaboration with that. And who going to actually, oppose the CEO's instruction?
Betul.
So I got my way over there, and Alhamdulillah, it was, as I said, it was rough, but Allah Ta'ala make it easy for me, Alhamdulillah. So we chalk up success after success from there, Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Now tell me a little bit about Lokman. How has his journey been from your lens?
Okay. As I said earlier, he loves water.
Yes.
So when we placed him, get him to work based on water, we asked him to wash the dishes. This is where I can see the result, It was like the pipe, the tap keep on running, the water running. He was playing with water basically, and having the plates helps him to actually
activity lah.
So he washed I remember I saw him washing the dishes. He was smiling, and you can feel like it's nothing else beyond him except him and the plate and the water.
Right.
The cleanest plate you will ever seen in your life.
MashaAllah.
MashaAllah. Now it was one notch after another, Bila benda dia dah suka, they mop the floor clean, whatnot, So you can see his learning curves was basically leaps and bounds.
Yes.
He didn't get that at school.
Betul.
And I actually pergi sekolah, sembunyi-sembunyi tengok cikgu ajar macam mana tau. And it was not to his method of learning.
Right.
He is generally, budak-budak autism, their learning method is basically visual. You have to teach them this and this. And when you explain, Lukman, you have to campur this and campur this, it won't work to him. So now it was really, sometimes it surprised me lah, just let me share you that one story. We were, along the way, we were invited to do sales kan, dekat mana-mana hospital. Then this one particular hospital, can I name it?
You can.
Okay, it's Park City Medical Center.
Okay. It's a good story, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Park City, or was it Thompson? I can't recall.
Okay.
So blame it on the age.
Okay, either Thompson or Park City.
Either one.
Okay.
So we were selling nasi lemak again. Nasi lemak is the easiest that you can make. So we stick to nasi lemak. With them, you can't complicate things. Okay. Make it easiest as possible. So we were selling. Then suddenly a friend of mine came. And I was like busy chatting with him. And then suddenly this one lady came in and asked, can you place nasi lemak, 2 packets of nasi lemak for me? And out of nowhere, I just said to him, Lukman, can you prepare 2 nasi lemak tak?
Sebab tengah macam sibuk
Tengah
lah tu.
sibuk. And he doesn't know. I underestimate him.
Right.
So I just checked out macam tu. And then I was keep on talking to my colleague, my old friend ni. And then when I turn around, lo behold, there was 2 packets of nasi lemak.
Subhanallah.
I feel like shouting to the world, hey, my son dah boleh buat nasi lemak, I really, truly underestimate him.
Betul.
So that was like, Masya Allah, thank you. So saya bersyukur sangat masa tu, ya Allah Tuhan, So to me, dulu I tengok a success punya visualization basically by numbers.
Betul.
I don't do that anymore.
I know what you mean.
It's like from unable to bungkus nasi lemak to able to bungkus nasi lemak. To me, that's a sign of success.
Okay.
And that I carried out to my children now. Dulu, I said numbers. You have to score
all
straight A's.
Betul.
If not, you're not there.
Betul.
Sampai marah dulu anak-anak I dulu.
Sama, I'm the same. I was the same.
So, anak I sampai marah lah, Why are you going to get straight A? Look at your sister, blah, 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 blah. No. Now, I put it this way. If you perform, fine. If you don't, maybe your skill is elsewhere.
Yeah.
Yang macam ada seorang, one of my kids tu, doesn't really perform. Fine.
Yeah.
Dapat result pun, like Allah, adalah mati. Tapi as I said, tak apa. It's okay. Maybe that is not where your talent is. Maybe elsewhere. Dia suka masak. Fine. So I let it be. Who changed that? Luqman did.
Yes. Betul.
So Tuhan ni bagi kan, Tuhan, He gave something to us with at least a reason. So
Great
it's just or many reasons for that matter, and I felt that having him in my life changes everything. To point that I will say this: the greatest teacher that I've ever met is my son. I tak dapat dekat sekolah-sekolah ni. Maybe cikgu cakap, universiti cakap, you must understand, they are incredible. I am experiencing it. Itu yang sangat bersyukur sangat-sangat.
Betul. Betul. Thank you very much, Encik Adli, for sharing that.
It's personal sikit lah, sorry.
No. It's so I am really trying hard not to cry right now. I lost my train of thought. Okay, now with Luqman, from your own lens, right, caring for him, daripada dia kecil sampailah dia sekarang, what do you think are the greatest change that you see, and how does he see it? Do you know? Because you said of course, individuals living with autism spectrum disorder, ialah dia spectrum kan?
Yeah.
Okay, so one of the things that they like to do are, dia punya behavior is repetitive. Dia suka repetitive work, and we can see that in Luqman. And then you said, mula-mula dulu dia suka water, dia buat repetitive punya kerja because nasi lemak tu. Then tiba-tiba you were talking to your friend, and then you just kata nasi lemak dua, tiba-tiba nasi lemak tu berlaku. How does he feel about it? Do you know? Are you able to know?
Yes.
Okay.
Luqman is kind of he will let you in. He will show you his thoughts as when he wants to.
Okay. Faham?
It's like
you can't force it.
You can't. With him, that's why kadang-kadang bila he showed it, MashaAllah. When he smiled, MashaAllah.
Betul.
So, dengan Luqman ni kan, Allah Akbar, it's very personal lah.
It is.
Um,
And it should be. No idea.
There's one time, ini nak menangis lah ke cerita-cerita ni. Sorry lah, again blame it on the 60s punya setting, Sometimes you get older, you tend to get more emotional,
Betul.
So, I've done so many things in my life to Luqman that I am not proud of, In those days, I wanted to have a son which I can play football ke, badminton ke, walk in the park ke, wrestling ke, whatever it is, I've always wanted that. And when he came into my life, it was like, Allah syukurnya. I got one, masa tu I got one, his sister, and I got him,
A pair lah.
A pair lah, which is kind of perfect for him,
Yes.
for me lah. But I got another 4 lah.
Yeah. Perfect juga.
I always wanted to do that, and he was the vehicle basically, and as I discovered, he has autism. That was really earth-shattering, I couldn't get, and as I said to you earlier, it was a blaming game. Never me, but someone else.
At what age?
I discovered that he is in the autistic spectrum when he was about, I think, close to 2 years old, one and a half to 2 years.
Right. So very early.
Very early. It's like something is not right,
Yeah.
but you don't know what it is.
Right.
And you're talking about people who are blind, you can actually physically
Betul.
look at it. And you're talking about Down syndrome, you can actually figure it out with
Betul.
this. But here you are, he is perfect. I mean, physically he's like you and I, So that was a trying time, As I said, I went through a dark journey with him, And I think to the point that the resentment was so great on my part, not him, we basically drifted apart.
How old was he during the time?
As I knew, he is in the autism spectrum. I think as about 2 years old. Where it started.
Very early.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess as I told you earlier, having huge egos, everybody, especially the husbands, have huge egos, doesn't help at all, and I discovered that with the rocky journey with Luqman, but Allah Ta'ala is so great, it was, as I say, it was a very difficult journey. It cost us our father and son relationship. And I woke up one day, seeing the effect that I have given to him.
It's okay.
Okay.
It's a lot.
That's quite a bit lah to me. And so it gradually eats me up lah, gradually, and I saw him how scared he was with me, and the fact that I brought him up as a normal person, learning the normal way, which doesn't help him at all. And as I said, he's a visual learner. When I ask him to do something like, Luqman, what is 1 + 1? He didn't compute that,
Right.
So that makes me angry very much, But then again, as the journey goes along, I rediscover myself, and I begin to accept him as he is. That's where the tide turns. I was in a position, because you always remember this, as much as you can, he is the individual who is in the spectrum and he can't speak.
Right.
And he has this poker face kind of thing.
Betul.
You explain to him,
Betul.
you play joke to him.
Stupor.
Like poker face everywhere, So my thought was, as much as he is, he also have his own emotions,
Yes.
So I forgot about that. That was, I think, the biggest mistake that I've done to him. I forgot he has emotions. So I totally discarded him. And winning his heart back, as though God made me in his shoes now. So.
And how many years was this process?
Getting him back in, him into your life?
Your self-reflection that you just shared, realizing the impact of your behavior or attitude towards him.
It didn't come immediately, but it's gradually.
Okay.
When sometimes, after a rough session with him, he looked at me. He can't speak, but he looked at me as, what have I done?
With emotions.
Yeah. You
can see
it. What have I done? He doesn't understand. He's wrong,
right?
But he doesn't understand that, So imagine he's trying. I gave him back something else,
right?
Not an explanation, but how to put it? If it is in a rough manner, physical abuse. Itu kadang-kadang nak cerita ni, it's very difficult because this is what I went through.
Betul.
And I don't have this habit of telling everybody what I went through. All this. But as I said again, if I don't tell, then people don't understand what is autism, how the parents went through.
And Encik Adli, these insights are so profound and important because I'm sure there are so many people out there going through exactly what you're going through right now.
Especially the husbands.
Yes. And so this is their shortcut.
Yeah. So, I got angry easily those days, as I said, gradually Allah Ta'ala lembutkan hati, and I tried as much as I can to win his heart back. And Tuhan put me in his shoes. Because of the trauma that he went through, it's in him. It's in him. So he remembers. He remembers everything. So one case, good example is like we went to the park that day. Behind our house there's a park, lovely park. And I was trying to win his heart back, So I walked together with him side by side. I hold his hand. So I hold his hand and we walked together. It was like less than a minute. He wriggled his hands and he just walked behind me a distance. How would you feel?
Yeah.
How would you? That is how he felt when I did it to him.
Betul.
That is unbelievable. So don't say that they have no emotion. They have emotion, but it's like they can't vocalize that. They can't show. So masa tu kan, Allah, ini rupanya rasa what I have done to my kids, Kalau pergi hari raya kan, I just left him. How would you feel? If you are him, how would you feel?
Yep.
So, tapi kan, I felt I deserved it.
How old was he during the time?
I think he was in his 10 or I think late teens, early teens lah, So as I said, whatever is given back to me, I totally deserved it. But I can't give up lah.
Betul lah tu.
Because it's my mistake. I have to own up lah. So, cuba satu, cuba. Lama-lama ni Tuhan ni Maha Kaya, hati dia lembut lah.
How is your wife and other children during the time?
I ni head of a family lah.
Betul.
And dia orang takut lah. Bila tengok bapak dia naik angin, naik angin, dia takut lah. So my wife tu like Allah menangis tak berhenti lah ingat. Tapi as I said lah, my ego was huge as a mountain masa tu. I don't see anybody else is wrong except me. Itulah dia ceritanya. So I keep on trying. Alhamdulillah, dah lembut hati Tuhan lembutkan hati dia. And this one night, I always tell him, nak pergi kerja pun, I jumpa dia, I said, Luqman, Abah sayang Luqman. I always said that. And the response is always poker face, nothing. Nak tidur pun, I cakap, Luqman, Abah sayang Luqman. All I wanted from him is his sayang lah, kasih, and his forgiveness basically. So one night, I tuck him in bed, and I keluar. At the door, I heard he was like, something like that. You know? Okay. He wants to say something. So I pusing balik. I turned around, and he looked at me. He was lying there. He looked at me. I was, with all his might, you can see he's trying. Like I said, Luqman sayang Abah.
Ish.
Allahu Akbar, itulah. Saya menangis on the spot. Tuhan bagi dia, tunjuklah dia dah maafkan saya. So, lepas tu kan, saya pun, ya Allah, tergamam saya masa tu. Dia boleh cerita masa tu. And at that point, I said, Alhamdulillah, Tuhan dia dah maafkan saya. I always ask his forgiveness. Dia maafkan saya lah. Mungkin dia tak cakap, Luqman dah maaf. But when he said that, I felt that, I always wanted him to say, Luqman, maafkan Abah. And I guess I will hear it dekat dunia satu lagi, insyaAllah. I always say to him, Luqman, bila dah sampai kat syurga, panggillah Abah. Panggillah. Because I don't know where I will be. And dia tak ada dosa. Tempat dia dah asah kat situ. Dan bila dia cakap, okey Abah, ya Allah, saja. Ini rupanya Allah Ta'ala bagi dia pada saya. Ini rupanya. I'm so sorry lah, cerita-cerita macam ni, it's like really personal lah, nak cerita pun. But the point is like, they are here for, as I said, at least for a reason. And I found it. At this age, I found it. Alhamdulillah, syukur sangat-sangat.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you very much, Encik Adli, for sharing.
Aduh,
Tak boleh cakap dah ni. So I think we should take a break. And we will come back with Encik Adli Yahya here in Real Conversations with Anita.
Aduh.
Let's talk a little bit about the cafe.
Yeah.
Okay, so Autism Cafe Project. Okay. So cafe ni, how does it work? How does it operate? Who can come? Is it open for everyone?
Alright.
What are the operating hours?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Technical sikit.
Okay. Dekat cafe ni, basically, the staff are those who are in the spectrum lah.
Okay.
And we took the one, it's kind of a variety in a way.
Okay.
We have the one yang pandai, tapi majority macam Lukman lah. Yang high temper, ada tantrum tu we couldn't lah. You know, because of the cafe tu kitchen kan, air panas and stuff. You know. So what we did over at the cafe is, basically we give them tasks based on their liking and based on their ability.
Faham.
Lukman loves water, fine, wash the dishes. Like Baker loves to talk to others, we get him to be the customer service dekat depan. You know, all based on their liking, you know.
Betul.
So we have done this we have actually set up this project since
January 2017.
It's almost 8 years, I guess. We have not came across any incident of tantrums or, meltdown. Tak ada.
Alhamdulillah.
The fact that we did with them was basically doing something that they love. Itu je.
Yes, betul.
So, and we did at the cafe ni, it's always simple. So that's why our food is basically simple food. Nasi lemak lah, mi goreng lah, you know. But simple.
Simple, yeah.
Simple, kuih
Nama
bakar, cupcake, semua simple.
All done by them.
Yeah, and we are currently being in collaboration with Thermomix.
Okay.
So Thermomix machine dia,
Yes.
it's simple, doable to them. I think that was basically heaven made for them, you know.
MashaAllah.
So kita buatlah yang tu. So it's basically, when you have that, it becomes repetitious to them, you
Yes.
know, because the screen says
betul.
put this and this and this and this.
Betul.
Polo je. And they laughed at.
MashaAllah.
So kita buat yang tu lah. Kita buat yang benda-benda macam tu lah. And before they came to our project ni, we always had a chat with their parents first.
Yes.
So get them to, be honest with us. Tell them what are the do's and the don't. What are their dislike. What are their like. So we got to be ahead of them.
Yeah.
Takut nanti, let's say, if they come in and we don't know that they don't like any sound of goreng ikan.
Betul.
If you do that, then there will be consequences.
Yes.
So kita tanyalah. So if this guy doesn't like goreng whatnot, then we don't give them that.
Yes.
So everybody is being given a
Fit
task.
lah, fit.
And based on their likings, you know. And we actually move forward with them slowly lah. We don't go overboard. Hari ni buat nasi lemak, besok buat buat kuih lain ke apa-apa. We don't.
Okay.
So we move with them slowly. If they're comfortable with us, we move on. Kalau tak, they balik rumah balik lah. So we don't force them.
Oh, I see.
And we give them a kind of a trial, see whether they liked it or not. Kita bawa lah masa trial tu, kita bawa dia masak, kita bawa jumpa, pergi buat sale. We do quite a bit of sale, outside. So if they are into that, fine, they can be at the cafe. If they're not, please don't force them.
Okay.
So the parents need to tell us and be honest what are their likings, what are the abilities, so we can actually tailor-make.
Okay.
As I said, when they love doing something that, they love, it's not kind of a work.
Yes.
It's kind of doing something that they love. Yeah.
Macam play.
It works wonders.
MashaAllah.
So we have so far trained about almost 100 individuals with autism, and currently we have 4 of them working at the cafe and 10 part-timers, So we go out lah, and we make them live their life as us.
Yeah.
Like, kalau dia nak datang to cafe, I tell the parents, you can send him using your car 1 or 2 days, fine. But beyond that, ni yang pandai lah, the one who's intelligent. Beyond that, they have to take LRT.
Empowering them.
So slowly, this one boy by the name of Adrian, he's at the cafe now. From unable to know himself how to actually use the LRT, now he's able to.
MashaAllah.
Like today, he came up to me and said, "Uncle, now I know how to ride a bus."
MashaAllah.
Those are the things that, mashallah.
So rewarding, kan?
This is a feeling that I have. Those days I have, you got 6-month bonus. Woo.
Lain. Janganlah compare. Tak boleh compare. Incomparable.
But this is entirely different because you have changed people's life,
Yes.
Lukman daripada tak boleh pegang beads, he's making bracelet, beautiful bracelet. Daripada tak boleh tu, boleh sekarang, and dah faham what is the concept of bracelet. Now boleh design sendiri.
MashaAllah.
If you look at into our Facebook, IG, those are his designs, I tak buat apa-apa, I let him be.
MashaAllah.
Because it's repetitious.
Betul.
And he enjoyed it, So the thing is this, parents, you don't look, I dulu tengok, he has to have an extraordinary ability.
Betul.
But it doesn't that. Normal ability, you can actually move forward, and that will be his future, basically.
Well, that is what makes it extraordinary, sebenarnya.
Right.
MashaAllah. Okay, so those are the rewarding parts of this journey.
Right.
Lessons macam mana? I know you said a lot already. Tapi other than those things, what do you think? How has it impacted your life with your family collectively?
I am much calmer.
Much calmer.
I am much calmer. You should see me those days lah. As I said, working in corporate life, in private sector, you have to either swim or you drown. So tak ada lagi throwing. As I said,
Kita yang throw tantrum kan?
I am much in control of my mental health now.
Yes.
I knew the pitfalls here and there. And the fact that I'm working with individual with autism here, it kind of. You knew he's going to make mistake.
Right, betul.
You knew, practically you knew.
Betul.
And you get ready yourself.
Yes.
This is not his doing. He doesn't ask for this.
Yeah.
It kind of calmed me down in a way. So that's the lesson that I've learned from them now. An incredible lesson, I would say.
What would you say to parents who are struggling right now, Encik Adli?
I'm not a doctor, nor I am a professor.
Just
I'm just telling you based on my experience with Luqman.
Yes.
I guess having to accept the individual,
right,
your son as he is crucial.
As is.
Yeah. With them, my expectation with them is I don't put it somewhere here. I put it down here. Because whenever improvement that he's shown, it's like the joy. You didn't expect that.
Right.
So parents should do that. You can't let him be someone that you want.
Right.
Let him be a person that he wants to be.
Yeah.
So I just buat macam tu lah. I don't know how. I guess from my observation with Luqman, I learned this thing how to take care of myself mentally.
Yes.
So I buat lah based on the observation that I had with Luqman, and I'm glad I did that, because when I did it to others, budak-budak lain, I can see the effects. The boy Adrian, I think last month, I overheard he was talking to his friend. Encik Adli dengan auntie, both of them is like a mother and father to me. How can you say this? Allah bagi jalan ni, here we are. I am reaping the part that why he has given me that, that difficult journey. Ya Allah, rasa tu.
MashaAllah.
Itulah
macam banyak betul hikmah ni Encik ni.
Nama budak ni nama Hafiz. He is an avid singer. So every time I jumpa dia, nyanyilah, And I think one of the meeting that he had with me was, lama tak jumpa, he came to me and he hugged me. Lama tak jumpa, Encik Adli, rindu lah, why not? And MashaAllah, they are not lying, what not. Yeah. They are as honest as you can get, Lepas tu, I think a few months ago after that, he passed away. So I had a fond memory in him that he loves me. Itu je cerita.
So tell me, the cafe, is it you and Luqman, ataupun you, your wife, your other children, all involved?
No, me, my wife and Luqman lah basically.
Oh, three of us. How about your other extended?
My family, budak-budak sekarang kerja, whatnot, but I am grooming my daughter to take over the project. She has this liking, so I'm putting her in a position that she is going to do something that she loves.
Yes.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Okay. Thank you very much.
You're most welcome.
Encik Adli, for sharing that. I hope more people visit the cafe, and you also do catering.
Yeah, that's the bulk of our income now. We did a lot of catering. The reason why is, just to share you a bit, because when we did dining, they got confused easily.
Yes, betul.
So having say meal packs or catering is like one meal pack, couple of kuihs, that is very structured.
Yes.
So I think that they handle it beautifully now. I'm so happy, Alhamdulillah.
Tapi people can still dine in.
They can call us a day or a couple of days ahead because we move around a lot.
Yes, of course, because you do the catering.
Yes,
and all that.
yes.
Okay. All right, thank you very much,
Most
Jadi. So
welcome.
it's called
The Autism Cafe Project.
Okay, memang it's called the Autism Cafe Project. MashaAllah.
Easy to remember.
Easy to remember. Okay. Alright, that's it for the Autism Cafe Project by Encik Adli, his wife, and also Lokman. You guys should check it out. We will be right back in the last segment after this with Encik Adli Yahya, right here in Real Conversations with Anita. So you spoke a lot about Lokman and your experiences. Now, we want to bring that to the educational system that we have currently. And what we would like is for everyone to be together, right? For the normal ones to learn and understand, to be inclusive, and then those with living with autism to feel that they are accepted, and then they can also thrive ultimately. So this is the hope. Now, what would you say schools and the education system as a whole, what can we do better or how can we improve?
If you're talking about autism, it's a spectrum.
It is a spectrum.
But the way I see it now, you have to create opportunity for them. They can't do that. So you have to create on our own. Yes, I saw what's happening in the current scenario where they have, Gamuda, the program, whatnot, yang pandai-pandai. But you're talking about the one yang pandai tau. Autism is a spectrum. Doesn't yang semua pandai tu. What about yang tak pandai ni? So I think the transition, the education as well as the transition towards adulthood, it must be there. And it must be, as I said, across the board. Okay. You can't focus basically on the one who's intelligent alone, Tapi banyak yang buat macam tu sekarang, Not every kids can buat cookies. Macam Lukman boleh basuh pinggan. We should also focus on this particular group because the majority is in this group. So yang pandai melukis, fine. There's no issue. They have, they have yang pandai masak, whatnot. They have vocational training from the government as well as yang private ada. But the one who is neither here nor there, we also need to focus. So I guess the education system should look at this particular group of individuals which you need to move forward with.
Right. And I think it's very interesting, like when you were sharing all your stories, as a parent, you only discovered Lokman's abilities going through that process.
Yes.
If the school system can do the same, you never know what you can bring out from these kids sebenarnya. MashaAllah.
I think what I saw in school now, they are much focused on, budak-budak yang dah pandai, yang pandai sikit. But they should focus on this group and, trying to get them to
empower, kan?
Yeah. Yang we did a group of choir in masa raya-raya tu kan, any raya song they will perform dekat audience kan, people like whatnot, so those who can miming ke apa benda tu, I think we should look at that possibility to move forward with them. Well, I think Nasom did wonderful job with dia punya choir.
Yes.
But as I said lah, those yang pandai, but what about those yang tak pandai? I think we need to actually relook and reorganize balik lah,
so that no one is left behind.
Yes,
inshallah.
yes.
Okay, boleh, Jadi. Thank you so much. Now,
thank you.
Last question for you. What would you want others to know about individuals who live with autism?
I guess this, they wanted to live their life as us, as normal as they can, as within their ability. So I guess it is our responsibility to open up doors for them.
Yes.
As I said again and again, they can't, but we can. So help us. We don't ask you to donate to us, but help us in a way that open up doors for us, for them. Buy our product, and you have that chain effect. giving back to the society.
Betul. It enables it, kan?
Yeah.
Be an enabler.
Yes.
Inshallah.
Yes.
I mean,
Inshallah.
thank you very much,
Most
Encik Adli.
welcome.
That was a very insightful session.
It
Full
was
of tears.
It was
Very emotional.
then.
Tapi I am sure, inshallah, it
Inshallah.
is really helping a lot of people out there. Please
Inshallah.
continue sharing your story.
I will, inshallah.
Please keep doing this. Please keep inspiring.
I will.
Send our regards, our love to Lokman,
I
your wife,
will.
and the whole family.
I will.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you so
doing
much.
this for Malaysia.
Thank you.
We truly
Thank you for the opportunity.
Of course, most
Alright.
welcome. Okay, all right. So, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Anita, your host, together with Encik Adli Muhammad Adli Yahya. Today we were talking about the journey with autism. How can we support better? I hope that you guys found it insightful. I hope we can all collectively work together to change lives of more people, inshallah. So thank you so much, everyone. Please catch us every Wednesday on Real Conversations with Anita via Spotify and also via MIASA Malaysia's YouTube channel. Please take care, everyone, and take care of each other. This is Real Conversations with Anita, a mental health podcast brought to you by Autism by Equinus and MIASA Malaysia.